and welcome to Cozily Made Designs, a knitting podcast with a little bit of everything else thrown in for good measure. My name is Terry. I want to take a quick second to thank everybody who watched my previous video and to the lovely person who commented. It made me so happy. I was genuinely kind of worried that I was going to be laughed off of YouTube with my content. I mean, that's still entirely possible, but the comment just really made me very happy and kind of gave me a little bit of a boost to give us another shot. So on to episode 2. I don't have a lot of progress or updates on any of my projects, but I do have 2 things that I want to show you. So the first one is the shawl that I started working on. I had only just a little bit of it done beginning of the previous episode, so I've got quite a bit of length on it. You can't see sort of the horizontal length or the other long angle. I don't know what I'm saying. This side, you can't really see how long this side is just because the needle that I'm using is, I think this is only, what size is this cable? 8 inches. So yeah, it's probably double that if I actually pulled it apart, but this way it's all tangled. Lace really likes to be blocked before it figures out what it's doing. Got this kind of interesting looking curl on the bottom, which I wasn't expecting it to do, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I'm really liking how it's turning out. I love the colors of this yarn. The Malabrigo yarn is just so incredibly soft. I really enjoy knitting with it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. This color, it's not chameleon, it's chameleon, I think. I might be pronouncing that wrong. It's C-A-M-A-L-E-O-N. So hopefully you'll understand why I got the 2 mixed up. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this. I've got quite a bit of the cake left, so I'm going to continue working on this for quite a while, and hopefully in the next couple weeks I will have a very pretty shawl to show you. The other thing that I started working on is a pair of socks. So I've only really started the first one. I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done last weekend. Weekends are typically when I do most of my knitting. You get larger blocks of time. But last weekend, my partner and I went to a lake that's about 3.5 hours north of us. My best friend's husband's family has a cabin up there, and we try to go up as a bit of a group once a summer, and it was so nice to be able to do that because last time we were able to get together as a group in that capacity was summer of 2019. Yeah, before COVID hit. So it's been a long time. It was so lovely to hang out with everybody. When we go up, it's usually 3 couples, minimum 3 couples. And my best friend and her husband had a little girl a couple months ago, and she is just the sweetest, cutest little thing. So we got lots of baby cuddles, and it was just so nice to see everybody. We've all been we're all the same mindset when it comes to COVID, so we've all been very cautious and not really socializing besides a few outdoor gatherings that were very socially distanced. So to be able to actually be in the same room as people and not have to worry quite so much. We're all double vaccinated. Province where I live in Canada is technically considered open. Masks are recommended, not required, but everybody that was there was double vaccinated, and it was just, oh, it was so nice. So I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done, but I did start a pair of socks. Oh, I should have looked at them. I will put a link in the show notes to this sock pattern and the seller on Etsy. She has, I'm assuming it's a she. You'll have to forgive me if I'm getting that wrong. Pronoun. They. They have the loveliest sock patterns. Just, oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Hopefully I can get this to spread out a little bit, but it's this really gorgeous lace. And I got this beautiful kind of mint colored sock yarn in the mail a few days before we left, and I really, really love it. This color is called Laurel, and I'll show you the yarn in a little bit, but it's knitting up so nicely. Just this really gorgeous, gorgeous lace pattern with a twisted 1x1 rib at the top. And I messed up the last round of the lace, so I have to unpick it and go back, but that's okay because I haven't done lace like this, really intricate lace, in a very long time, and it's a small needle because I like to torture myself a little bit, but it's going fairly well, fairly quickly. I haven't had a whole lot of time to knit on it, so the fact that I have this much of a sock done makes me very happy. And I'm thinking that by the time I get to my second sock, hopefully I don't get second sock syndrome, but I think by then I'll be really comfortable with the lace and it'll knit up so much faster. So yeah, quite excited about that. But because those are the only two things that I really have to show you as far as projects are going, I had lost, little side tangent, I had misplaced my Chiaogu short needles, the short interchangeable needles that I use to do the sleeves on my sweaters. So I haven't been able to work on the oatmeal sweater in probably about a week. I did finally find them. So I have one more decrease on one sleeve and then the ribbing, and then I can switch to the other sleeve, which is very exciting now that I actually have my needles. I am one of those people that really does not like, I don't like magic loop. I don't know why, I just don't like it. But yeah, so very happy to find those. So I have this lovely basket of treats to talk to you about today. A little bit of a yarn haul. I didn't have a whole lot of a stash up until 6 months ago, and then I really, well, maybe, not about 6 months ago, I started ordering certain nice yarn. I've got a stack of Thecolorofmyfiber behind me. It's my second order of that. I've been trying to get through that a little bit and slowly building up my yarn supply, but this is sort of my more recent haul. My stash is getting nice and big, but we don't have a lot of place to store things in our apartment. We really don't have a lot of space in the apartment. So I'm going to need to actually start using my stash and sort of try to dwindle it down with what I've got. But thankfully most of the yarn that I have already has purpose and a project attached to it. So I will just give you a little bit of rundown. So the first thing I want to talk about is this absolutely beautiful alpaca yarn that I got from a farmer's market at the lake when we were there. And it is just the prettiest, softest. It is totally local. Comes from a small town relatively close to where I am, within a couple hours. And this is called Cherry Red and worsted weight. I love worsted weight yarn. It's my favorite. It probably will always be my favorite. It's such a nice fabric, but it also works up really quickly, which I like. I get a little bit intimidated at the idea of doing a sweater in a sport or fingering weight, because I just don't have the patience for that. I really don't. So if I'm going to do a larger project, I will probably gravitate towards a worsted weight, but since I only have one skein of this, I think I'm going to make myself either a beanie, toque, or maybe a scarf, maybe a little worsted shawlette thing. We'll see, but I'm very, very happy with this purchase. I really love this yarn. Next one that I have is, this one. This is Estelle yarns, their worsted weight. And is that color just not the prettiest? I love it so much. It's this sort of like almost a mustardy gold color. So I've got 3 skeins of this yarn. I grabbed one of each skein because that seemed a little bit easier. It's 50% acrylic, 40% wool, 10% nylon. That's fine. We can use blends. I don't mind blends at all. But I really just loved this color, and I want to make a really cute fall cardigan that I'm obviously going to wear in the winter as well. But I was thinking a really cute close-fitted 3/4 length sleeve cardigan, cropped because I like cropped. It goes with most of my wardrobe, and probably a little lace design down the center right beside the button placket. But I just love this yarn. Just love this yarn. It's so pretty. Next one is just a nice Cascade 220 in black. This is going to be another sweater, but this is going to be a short sleeve sweater, and I'm intending on this being my first round yoke color worked sweater. I already have it named in my head. I have it all pictured out in my head, what it's going to look like, and hopefully I will be able to execute it. But I'm very, very excited for this yarn's purpose, and it's been a long time since I've knit in black, so we'll see. It's going to be a lovely little challenge for myself. What's next? This yarn is absolutely gorgeous. It's just so pretty. I ordered this from Lismore Sheep Farm in, I believe it's Nova Scotia. So it's literally on the opposite side of the country from me, on the coast. It's 100% pure wool. 2-ply 4-ounce skeins in color blue tweed, and it's got just the nicest feel to it. It's not scratchy, but it's not super soft. You can tell there's still a lot of lanolin in it. Still kind of scaly feeling. There are little bits of The farm's still stuck in it, which makes me really happy when I open the box. Like, it doesn't quite smell like sheep anymore because it's aired out a little bit. But when I first got it, oh, it just smelled exactly like the farm, and that made me so happy. So this is, I've got 5 skeins of this, so I'm hoping that's enough. My intention is to make a oversized sort of like, I don't know how to explain it, almost one of those unfitted jackets. So I want it to be really long. Don't know if I'm going to do a closure on it. Big baggy sleeves, very unshaped, but I'm hoping that with the texture I'm planning on doing with this yarn and just with that gorgeous color that it'll turn out. So wish me luck on this one. Ooh, another one that I got from the yarn store. I love my yarn stores so much. The lady there is just the loveliest person in the entire world. And she's got such a gorgeous selection of things. This is Alafosslopi. My grandmother's Scandinavian, so you think I would maybe have a little bit of a better idea of how to pronounce some of these things, but I really don't. This is the spun worsted weight sort of version of Thecolorofmyfiber, so I imagine it's like a sister, not brand, category. So this will probably be spun up from that. And I had to buy this because I really wanted the black, but now I need to go back and get a couple balls of the white because I have another idea for a top-down round yoke sweater that I want to make, and this I think will just be the most perfect yarn for that. So I need to buy more, but it also has a nice kind of tooth to it. I love the feel of more of raw yarn. Well, forgive me. Second last thing I have to talk about is with my yarn order from, I've been ordering yarn off of Lovecrafts. It is this really awesome website. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. They are, I don't know where they're based out of, I would believe it's out of the States, but they have such a really extensive selection of yarns, and the shipping really isn't that bad. Shipping's free over $100. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. It's just nice to be able to order yarns that I would have no access to otherwise. So I really, really do love this site. So not sponsored, just really like it. Even if you don't have $100, because not everybody can afford to spend $100 at a time on yarn, even though we would love to. Shipping was pretty reasonable, actually. So I ordered sock yarn. So you've seen this one. This is the shade, or the colorway Laurel, and it's this Millamia Sock Yarn from Sweden. 75% wool, 25% polyamide. Comes in these little 50-gram cake balls, kind of halfway between a cake and halfway between a ball. Don't know what you call that. And then this is the other shade that I just love so much, and this is like a rose pink color. Parfait Pink, sorry. Parfait Pink. And oh, they're just so pretty together. They're gorgeous. So I got 5 skeins of each, and I'm definitely going to make at least 1 pair of socks out of each, and probably 1 shawl out of each because I'm really liking shawls, and I might potentially be gifting a pair of socks made out of one or both of these colors. I think these colors would look so cute together. He's so springy. And the last thing that I want to talk about, the last yarn that I want to talk about is, ooh, everything's catching in my basket, so I have to be gentle with it, is this. Oh, is this just not the prettiest skein of yarn? I love it so much. I also got this off of Etsy. I really need to write down the people that I order patterns and yarn from before I start these. I will try to do that for the next episode, try to be a little bit more prepared, but I will make sure to list everything down in the show notes. This is the Pansy Party, and it is 70% superwash merino and 30% nylon. And I was thinking about making some socks out of this because I think they would be very pretty, but just look at those colors, like beautiful pink transitions to this sort of fuchsia purple color, and I think this would be just, again, another absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shawl. I was thinking a crescent shawl with this one, just to change it up a little bit again and to work on my knitting skills, because that's why I like to knit. I like to try out new things. But, oh, and it feels just so soft. It's so lovely. So yeah, that was my part of my growing collection of yarn, things that I've recently purchased. I'm just so excited to get working with those different yarns. I have far too many projects that I want to start working on, and just not enough time with my needles, but hopefully I'll be able to get at least some of them started and hopefully finished in the next few weeks. So thank you again so much for watching my previous video if you did. I can't tell you how much that means to me. I just appreciate it so much. If you liked this video, if you would like to see more of these types of videos, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for content, I would really love to hear about it in the comments section. And I think that's it. Hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.